This is Doug Vahrenberg and welcome back to another Tips and Tricks. And today we're looking at our bioelectronics up here, but there's something that I'm really going to show you different that we're going to talk about. It's what supplies these. Our batteries are very critical to our on-the-water performance. We've got our Humminbird Onyx here. We've got our big 112 36 volt MinnKota. We've got Hydrowave. We've got 360. I mean, we got a lot of electronics. We carry our smartphones with us and we charge them. We carry, we've got our live wells and our bilge pumps, and we've got all of our boat electronics too that we have to power for a full day's use. Not all, some of us fish for a few hours, but some of us fish from daylight to sunset. And on days like that, we need to make sure that we have plenty of power. I mean, these 36 volt trolling motors are probably the lowest amp draws, but they've got their needs. It's just like us humans. We need to put the right food in so we can perform during the day. We've got to do the same thing to feed our electronics on our boat. And we're going to go back here and we're going to look at the new MinnKota Precision Charger and why it is a vital link and how we can improve getting the right charge day after day, night after night, so that you're always ready to get on the water. So let's jump back there and learn more about the Precision Charger and why it is very important for your boat and upkeep of your batteries. One of the things with a battery charger, it's just like our electronics. We need a proper power supply to provide enough current for our electronics. For our charger, just like our graphs, we need a proper power supply so that they can operate properly. I used the analogy in an earlier tips and tricks video about, would you rather have a fireman fight a house fire with a garden hose or a fire hose? And pretty much all of us would probably agree that a fire hose is a lot better because it provides a lot more water flow, just like the size of the wire provides a better water flow. If you look in the front of your operator's manual for the MinnKota PC charger, right inside the front cover there is a chart here. And on this chart it talks about the feet and what size AWG size, which is wire size, of a charger cord you need to properly supply enough power to the charger. If we're running a 25 footer with a MK460, which is our 4-bank, 60 amp total, 15 amp per bank, we need a 14 gauge wire for 25 foot. For 100 we need a 10 gauge. And that's one of the things that brings us here. We can buy these cheap extension cords at our big box stores. They will power the charger, but the thing is they will not provide as much current in as the one that I've selected. I use this big bulky sucker that I bought. It's super heavy, but it's heavy duty for a reason. I want to get the most charge in my boat every night. Using the proper extension cord to power the charger is critical as the right charger, as the right wiring to our electronics. So when you're selecting the charger is only as good as your extension cord. Find you a big heavy duty extension cord. If you're going to run, the farther you run, the heavier duty it needs. Check out the operator's manual. It will give you suggestions. One thing about this charger, the PC charger, is it has voltage compensation. If you're at a place and you have a lot of boats hooked up to the same circuit, not everybody's going to get that good full charge, the right amount of amperage. So what this charger can do for you is it can compensate for a low voltage in, basically multiply that current coming in, the amperage, so you get a full charge. So your batteries are ready to go to power for a long day's use. This is a smart charger. This thing does things that other chargers don't do, and voltage compensation is just one of them. The other one is temperature compensation. It has temp probes to sense the air temperature and the charging rate, and varies the charging rate by the air temperature so that you don't overcharge your batteries or undercharge them. Let's get in here. We'll show you some of the charger lights, and I'll make some faults. This thing will tell you different things, like if it's not connected, if it's a bad temp sensor, if there's something wrong with the charger. It is smart. It will tell you a lot of things if you learn and understand, which all these things are in your operator's manual, and I highly recommend reading it because electricity is not something to play around with. I mean, it can spark and start fires. It can damage your electrical system of your boat, your trolling motor, your graphs, if you don't have the proper charge or the charging device. And this MinnKota PC charger will do a great job. It's like this Skeeter FX. They actually use a MinnKota PC charger as standard equipment. They trust in it. I trust in it. It's something that you ought to take a look at and make sure you're getting the right charge for your boat. Now we've gotten up in here to the boat, we can see that we've got 2 green lights on 3 banks and we've got 3 orange lights on another bank. What this shows you is those 3 banks there, I know which ones I hooked up. That's my bank 4, 3, 2, 1 is how I hooked them up. 1 is actually my starting battery, 2 is my first trolling motor battery, second trolling motor battery, third trolling motor battery for a 36 volt system. That's telling me that with the dual green steady lights, that's telling me that my trolling motor batteries are fully charged and my starting battery is at 75% charge. It has not entered into maintenance mode. I'm just going to pull the connection here. The power is out of the system. Now when I hook it up, we plugged it back in, we see a single green light. That means that it is charging. It is doing a bulk charge. The first stage of this charger is bulk absorption, is a bulk stage. You can see we've gone to 2 orange lights on our first battery, but we're at 25%. Now a lot of them are starting to go to 50% in that bulk mode because we just put the charger on. It'll go to 75%. When it goes to 100%, it'll actually go into a maintenance mode where we'll get a green flashing light that tells that we're in maintenance mode when we go into long-term maintenance mode, which is the dual green lights like we've seen when we initially started here. We can see we've gone to 75% on our starting battery. We're still at 50% charge on both the other ones. This will tell you exactly how your batteries are being charged by coming back here and taking a look. Now, one of the other features of the Precision Charger is you can select which battery type. And we're going to plug the charger in. I've changed I've got an AGM or an absorbed glass mat battery, and the other 3 are flooded lead cell batteries. Basically, your typical battery is going to be your flooded. You have the choice of gel, flooded, or AGM battery. You plug it in and you hit your battery select here, and you can see the middle light is shining on each one. That tells me they're flooded, but our battery number 1 has changed, so I'm going to sit here and hold it. I'm going to hold it until the AGM light comes on, which is my 3rd light up here. Hit the battery select, AGM comes on. It's showing that I have an AGM battery. You can set up your charger and the charge sequence based on the type of batteries that you operate. Another of the feature is error codes. For example, I'm going to be very careful, don't do this yourself, I'm going to purposely make an error code happen. By taking the charger lead off, and you need to be very careful because if this sparks, it can be dangerous. You see I pulled the cable off and we went from a yellow light to a red light. That steady red light tells me that we have a bad connection. By the operator's manual, it says no batteries connected to an output cord, which we don't have because we took it off. The battery is connected in reverse polarity if you switch the positive and negatives. A short circuit, battery voltage is below 4 volts, or battery voltage is above 16 volts. As you see, when I connect this all back, and I'm going to have to put some tension against it, you can see that we went back to a charge situation. That's just to show you that yes, this charger is smart, and it can tell you when things are going wrong. There's some other instances. I'm going to grab the manual just to help you because I can't get them to do it. If it's a steady flashing, if you have a flashing red light, remember, and we have the yellow light glowing, that is mean that the battery did not rise above 10.5 volts for 3 hours. That means it didn't charge. It's not taking a charge, so you probably need to check your battery. If the red light is steady and 50% flashing on the yellow light, which is going to be our second one, that means the bulk mode has exceeded 20 hours. You probably need to check your battery is damaged or you need to get it replaced. If it's the 75%, which is going to be like this one, our third light and the red light, you have a damaged temperature sensor. Remember we talked about these chargers are temp compensated. If that sensor is damaged, it's not going to charge correctly. If you have a steady 25 and a 50%, a steady 25 and a 50% LEDs indicates you have a fault within the charger. So it can actually sense if it has a fault. We don't have any of those going on right now, but this charger, if you use the operator's manual, will tell you what's happening with the charger. Flooded lead acid batteries, you have equalization, which is where you get sulfation on the plates of the battery. These chargers can actually desulfate the battery plates to increase the life. To set the equalization mode, you're going to sit and hold this till all three lights come on. That is going to put it into equalization mode. And once in the equalization mode, it'll be performed one at a time. This cycle is completed if the cycle is interrupted or unplugged and we revert back to charging. You can see that it's equalizing that battery right now because of the flashing yellow lights and by using the battery switch indicators. Remember, push and hold until the three lights come on. You can see the equalization mode is now entered the third stage of it. Once it gets done with the equalization stage, it'll automatically revert back to charging, or if we would disconnect power, it would automatically go back to a charging sequence. That is a great feature to get more out of your batteries. As you can see, these chargers have got a lot of features. They're not just a normal battery charger like an automotive style charger. They will do a bulk absorption, which is your main charge. Then it'll go into a maintenance mode, which is more absorption phase, and then it'll go into a long-term maintenance mode, on and off, to maintain that voltage. So this charger can be plugged in and left in over time. It'll actually turn itself on and off to maintain those batteries to the proper cycle without overcharging them. I hope that helped you learn a little bit more about proper charging your batteries. This MinnKota is a very smart charger, and it can do a lot for you. It'll probably put the right amount of current and voltage back in your battery so you can get a good day's long run out of your batteries and make them last longer. With the cost of today's batteries, properly maintaining them right can save you lots of money. So the price of a smart charger versus a conventional charger can really pay for itself and get you a lot longer term out of batteries. I mean, you look at the cost of batteries, they're easily $150 nowadays a piece. So you got $600 worth of batteries in your boat, and wouldn't you want to get the most out of them? So check out the MinnKota PC chargers and get more and get a better charge and make your batteries last longer and your electronics perform better, your boat to perform better, because it's got the right and proper power supply. It's like all one big thing coming together. We got Talons, we got trolling motors, we've got our Humminbird Onyxes. They're all use electricity, and MinnKota is electrical experts, and let them help you get more out of your investment and time on the water by doing it right the first time. Thank you, and tune in to another set of tips and tricks as I try to help you get more out of your investment and enjoy more time on the water. Thank you, and tune in next time.